Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I got a few things here to do. My computer started to notify me there was an update just a few minutes ago before we went live, and then everything started getting real laggy and jumpy and taking forever to the point that the wife hollered down the stairs, "Is everything okay down there?" So I think we'll be good. If I have to, I'll reboot and start again, but I think we should be good. And when this is over, I'll get that update installed and things. It's like the updates always happen like at the worst possible times, but we are here, and I am so happy to see everybody in the chat. And I appreciate everybody taking the time. So, hey, Mikey, Ken, Arnie, and Doug, you guys at Pepper Tree, Santa Dad, Randy, how you guys doing? Hey, Holly. So it's good to be here. I hope you guys are ready for an exciting episode of Christmas Clatter. Sure to offend some, but we'll see. Hopefully not. I'm not here to offend anybody. I just want to make a show about Christmas stuff, and I need to fix this camera. It's bothering me, and that's the joy you guys get of getting to be here as we are live. This is all the stuff everybody's missing. Me playing with the camera and all that. So, hey Tim, how you doing, man? Hey, man, I appreciate you showing up. Yeah, always the worst times. Computer always my camera is crooked, so if I'm gonna say if it bugs anybody, let me know. But it was bugging me, so there we go. That'll be good enough, I believe. So I had to pull my camera off the stand last night for a very special video that Holly and I did, and it should be coming out very long. It should be coming out very soon, so that's kind of why it's not where it's at. So, but hey, Art, how you doing? Hey, Art, just thanks so much for including the planner and in your reviews. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that, and very kind. And um, I'm gonna say this out loud. Art won't say this, but he was excited today. He sent me a picture. Um, Cozy Christmas podcast crossed the 100,000 downloads mark. So congratulations, Art. It's well deserved. You put on a great podcast, and you're too humble to admit it and go around telling everybody. But yeah, man, 100,000 downloads. That is wonderful, and that's not an easy task, to do. Most podcasts don't make it past episode 7. So congratulations, sir. That's a very fine achievement. So for those that are new here, this is a live recording of the Christmas Clatter podcast. And if I have a guest and stuff, the chat when I start, I'll have like another introduction where I start the podcast recording. And normally I kind of ignore the chat when I have a guest. This episode, since I'm by myself and we're talking about things, I'll be interacting with the chat a little bit more than normal. And then once I close the podcast, just stick around and we can discuss things further or anything else that comes up. So let me get a quick drink here, and we'll get started. So yeah, let's see. Did I miss anybody hopping in here? I don't think. Did Dwayne hop in and I missed him? So yeah, there's Dwayne. Yeah, I missed you. I missed you up there, bub. Sorry about that, but yeah. And so hey Ben, how are you doing, sir? And I'm gonna pull up a comment here just so I can get it sized, because last time I did, there we go. It was like teeny tiny, and just get it sized up. Alrighty. There we go. All right. Fantastic. And let's get started with our episode. I'll pause, mute, and sorry, Dwayne. I didn't see you down there. Sorry, man. Well, that was a false start if I ever heard one. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to to Christmas Clatter. Oh my goodness. Time is rolling by so quickly. It's like, oh, we got next week and then the week after is Thanksgiving. Holy cow, where is the time going? And in fact, it was crazy. I recorded an episode with Jerry from Totally Rad Christmas last night. And I don't think I'm spoiling anything here, but we talked about the Newhart Thanksgiving episode. And I was a big Newhart fan growing up as a kid. And so we were talking about, because we had covered previously the Christmas episode from Newhart. I think they only had one Christmas episode and one Thanksgiving episode. And I was talking with Jerry last night, and he's like, yeah, it's been 2 years since we covered the Christmas episode. And I was utterly floored and flabbergasted. I was like, I thought we did that last year. And he's like, no, it was 2 years ago. I'm like, no, seriously, I really thought that was last year. It was like, it was a complete mind-blowing experience to realize that the Newhart Christmas episode we recorded 2 years ago, because just in my mind, I just thought it was last year. And it had been 2 years ago. And it's like, oh my goodness, where have I been? And the holidays, as we inch closer to Thanksgiving and to December, it's just, the time just gets so much shorter and so much shorter. And I think a lot of it's because you have so many fewer weekends and things to kind of plan stuff and get them in. But I hope everyone's out there making the most of it. The Christmas planner is still available for those wanting to plan. I know you may be, I don't know, right at the, 10 days past the, start of the Reflections Journal in the back, but that's fine. You can go back and catch up. And that's at christmasclatter.live/planner. Please go check that out if you're interested. And also, we'll have a sponsorship coming on. It is West 5th Studios Etsy shop, and I'll throw those links in the description and the show notes for everybody. She's been so kind to be a sponsoring partner of Christmas Clatter. And if you guys are interested in some wonderfully handmade ornaments and some things that are done with some TLC, check out West 5th Studio on Etsy. And that's my wife's Etsy shop, and she's made some wonderful, wonderful things this year. And I just want to encourage you guys to check it out. She's been really working hard trying to get it off the ground, and it's something, the Christmas mojo has rubbed off on her, and couldn't be happier and more proud of the stuff she's made. Some of it's just like really, really mind-blowing how good it is. So that's our sponsorships and our commercials. I kind of get tired of doing the commercial stuff. It's like, I'm not a very good salesman. My mom sold real estate for I don't know how long, and it's like, I can't do sales. I try to do sales. I try to do like Aflac sales one night, for a short period of time. And it was like, it's just not me. It's like, someone, I always thought if I was like a car salesman, I'd be like, so you want to buy this car? And they'd be like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, whatever you want to do. I just don't have the salesman in me. I guess I need to, I think a lot of it is, I think it bothers people. But then I think, well, when I listen to podcasts or watch a YouTube video, it doesn't bother me when people, try to plug the things they got going on. So, it's just kind of that weird, just another thing that's weird about being a human being, I guess. So, but as far as news and notes for the podcast, the Christmas Puzzle Exchange is kind of wrapped up. If you haven't received your puzzle yet, give it let me know like the Monday before Thanksgiving, and then we can try to get that fixed, because I don't want anybody that signed up to go without a puzzle. So please let me know. We have some great guests coming on very, very soon. And one I want to clue you guys in on, I have Alonzo Duraldi from The Wrap. He's a film critic, and he's the author of the book, Have Yourself a Movie, Little Christmas. He also was a big part of the writing of the Hallmark Podcasts book, I'll Be Home for Christmas Movies. And He's going to be joining me the Wednesday after Thanksgiving, and we'll be talking about the must-see black and white Christmas movies. And so that'd be a lot of fun. We will be excluding It's a Wonderful Life, because not because we don't love it. We love that movie, immensely. And Lonzo was with me last year when I talked to Carolyn Grimes, Zuzu Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life. But we felt that was one that everybody knew about. Everybody knew about A Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life. So, we're leaving that one off the table to make some room for others. And there's a couple on there that are familiar to most, especially the regular Christmas crazies, if you will. But there's some on there that I'm just taking Alonzo's word for it. He's the movie guy, and I actually want to try to watch them all. I think he about 5 or 6 and some honorable mentions or so, and so I am try to get them all watched and see what they are. I used to really dig the black and whites and still do. Just time is that fleeting thing that we have. So that should be fun. That's a new episode. That'd be the week after Thanksgiving. That'd be here 3 weeks from this week, something like that. And so that's something to look forward to there. And then also, I'll just leave that for myself. How about that for a teaser? So let's get into what we came here to discuss. What is the top 10 greatest Christmas songs of all time? Alrighty, guys. Now this is gonna be a setup a little bit. I'm gonna try to make it not as complicated, and I kind of talked to Jerry about it last night, and I could just see his eyes just kind of glaze over. It could be because it was kind of late, and no, Dwayne, it's not Christmas shoes, unfortunately, and so I want to try to make this succinct as possible. Now, a lot of times when people say top 10 best Christmas songs, it's a lot of opinion. And so I wanted to I'm a math guy. I really like math a lot. In fact, sometimes I'll watch YouTube videos on how to do math problems for fun, so like cheats on how to do fractions and things like that, just because it interests me. But so I wanted to do it by the numbers. I didn't want to have any opinion in it. And if there was a way I could have did it blindly, I would have. But it was kind of hard, to do all the research and stuff and not look at the song titles and things. And originally I was wanting to do just the songs without any artists. And that got to be really daunting. So it kind of quickly morphed into, let's pick a song by an artist, because that stuff was easier to track. And the way I did it is I broke it up. I better pull up my spreadsheet here or I'll get way off base. Give me 1 second here, guys. And yeah, nothing says Christmas like a good spreadsheet. That's what I always say. And I mean, how many people, in the chat, show of hands, how many people just know that there's nothing that says Christmas like a good spreadsheet? I'm becoming my father for sure on the spreadsheet front here, and that's okay. My dad's cool. So, oh man. Google Chrome is an absolute memory suck on a computer, big time. So, oh my goodness. have to be editing this part out of the podcast. So, yeah, Dwayne, you don't think you like the new Backstreet Boys album? No, it might not be on the list. Let's see. If I get the old Chrome pulled up here. Holy cow. I tell you what, let me close out this. Let me go to Safari. It's not quite as demanding as Chrome is. I can't even get Chrome to close. Yeah, Ben. There's a app we have. We don't roll it back that far, but there's an app called Gift List that we've used to keep track, and it's basically kind of like a fancy um, spreadsheet. Oh my goodness, this computer is really being the my nemesis tonight for some reason. Normally it's spot, Johnny on the spot, but tonight it is not wanting to do anything. Let me see if Safari's any better. Finally got Chrome closed out. Oh, I got the wonderful Macintosh Beach Ball. So, you know what's kind of happened, not that anybody really cares, is I bought this Mac like March of 2020. And that fall, they came out with the M1 chip series, the Apple's own silicon. And so this is like the last Mac that uses an Intel chip. Well, everything has gone to optimized for the M1 chip, leaving the Intel chip in the dust. And so now it's almost like that planned obsolete kind of thing where it's like it just things I don't know if it's just in my head or what, but it's like just because it's the oh come on. I don't know if it's just in my head or what, or but it just seems like every time there's something new for the M1 or that, it's just my computer gets just a little bit slowed down and a little bit more boggy. But all right, we got my spreadsheet up, and that's a bunch of banter I can cut out of the podcast part. So that's a bunch of behind the scenes that you only get here. So let me get a drink here. Yeah, so what I did was I broke this up into some categories. I did include popularity, but I was very, very intentional about that. Um, so I broke it down into like points for streaming. More streams, the better you do. I also did it by radio play. So the more times it's been played on the radio, the better. I've also done it by copies sold, whether it's on a single or on an album. That's another thing too. And then for popularity is I found musical based websites that had lists of the best Christmas songs. My criteria was it couldn't be like Good Housekeeping or Vanity Fair that just were like fluff lists. It had to be like Billboard. It had to be one with some Philadelphia music website. It had to be a musically driven website. And then the list had to be more than 30 songs. I just didn't want to just their top 10. And then I averaged their ranking in those lists to come up with a number. Now, not every song. I also used number of covers as a measurement as well. And not every song. Hey, Roy, how's it going, man? Tech Troublemaker. It's good to see you hop in here. And saw Jessica as well. Enjoying Christmas. Thanks so much, guys, for hopping in here. Um, there were not every song made every list. So I had to come up with like penalties for that because if you start doing averages and you're leaving out numbers, then the more lists you're not on, the better you're going to do. And so I had to come up with penalties on that. And this is the part that kind of Jerry started glazing over when I told him about. And he's like, man, you went into it way deeper than I would have. So I'll kind of spare everybody from that, but just know that I was as fair as possible on it. If they weren't in a ranking list, they got a number that was, if someone got a penalty in a certain category, all the songs got the same penalty for that. So if you weren't on, a list of, one of the lists for, best songs, then for that list, you got a certain penalty. Well, any other songs on there got a certain penalty. And as far as like, being in the top, because for like streaming hits, I could only find like 30 songs. The top 30 songs was as deep as it could go without looking at every Christmas song individually. So if you didn't make the top 30, then all the songs got the same penalty for that, and so forth and so on through all these. And it was really, really interesting. In fact, there was a time that I thought the same song by two different artists was going to end up in the top 10. However, it didn't happen. And I'll point out some things that were interesting. But there was two songs by different artists that I ended up with a top 24 list. And on this here, hey Jeremiah, how you doing, man? And on this list here, the lower the score, the better. So it's kind of like golf in that situation, So I ended up with a top 24 list. And the last song on the list, number 24, is Baby It's Cold Outside by Dean Martin with a score of 36.7. So that kind of lets you know where we're at. But at number, oh, mercy. At number, let me count them here. My computer froze up again there. I know what to do. Yeah. At number 23 and 24, Holly Jolly Christmas by Michael Bublé was at 23, or not 23 and 24, at 22 and 23. Michael Bublé's Holly Jolly Christmas, and then at 23 was Holly Jolly Christmas by Burl Ives. And then the only other song that had two different artists that ended up here is at number, let me get the ranking here. At number 20 and number 18, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Number 18 was the Jackson 5, and Bruce Springsteen was the other one. So, yeah, Roy, Burl Ives, man, they just absolutely cannot beat that at all. But Michael Bublé's is good, and Alan Jackson's version of Holly Jolly Christmas is highly underrated. But those are the only songs that repeat on this list. For a while there, I thought Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was going to have a repeat with Gene Autry and was it Dean Martin? Or not Dean Martin, but Burl Ives. But Gene Autry ended up being the only one to make the list for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There was only about 5 or 6 songs that got 0 penalties, and a couple of those didn't even make the top 10, which kind of blew my mind. But I didn't know how else. I didn't know. I'm not a numbers guy by any stretch of the imagination. I was as fair as possible, but Paul McCartney's "Wonderful Christmas Time" and came in at number 13, and Feliz Navidad came in at number 12. Had no penalties on them at all, and they didn't because they were everywhere, but they just didn't quite crack the top 10, you know. Now, Feliz Navidad, I could see I'd love to have that in the top 10. Not the biggest fan of simply having a wonderful Christmas time, although it will get stuck in your head until you're just crazy with that song. But let's go ahead and jump in to the top 10. The first 2 songs really surprised me because they're a little bit newer than I expected. I do realize that my weighting is really weighted towards older songs because you have radio play and you have record sales and then cover versions. But, I wanted to count everything that had to do with Christmas in this, and I didn't set it out to be weighted, towards the older songs. It just kind of went that way. And, but number 10, we'll just get to it. Number 10 is a song I really, really love, and I've loved it for a long time. It's been out. I don't know how long it's been out. It feels like about 10 years. I don't know if that's quite right, but I've taken a lot of hits for liking this song, but it's a good Christmas song, and I don't mind it at all. It's Justin Bieber's "Under the Mistletoe." I like this song. It's a great pop song. Say what you want about Justin Bieber. It's Justin Bieber. He's, he got rich and famous at a young age, and when that happens, they tend to be crazy. I mean, but "Under the Mistletoe" is a great Christmas song. There's no question about it. It has a, it's just good. There's a reason he's sold so many albums and became so popular. But yeah, and you can see the scores there. There's one section in here where a couple of sections where the scores are really tight. So it was kind of it wasn't a toss up because I had decimal points. Decimal points to the rescue. But yeah, Justin Bieber. What really helped Justin's was the streaming a lot and the radio play. I didn't realize how much radio play "Under the Mistletoe" had received. I've just kind of heard it on streaming at first, but we only have where I live. It's a small rural area. We only have really one station that goes Christmas, so we don't get a lot of Christmas variety. But Justin Bieber's radio play and and streaming numbers is what really carried him. Of course, no one's really covered this song. It did make a lot of critics, lists. That was another thing that really helped it along the way. And yeah, CJ, he's Canadian, so I guess you can take him. So, and no, Ben, he doesn't understand classic Christmas, but I'll have to say that this one is this one's going to have to be. It's a new classic. It really is, and it's just a good song, and I've always enjoyed it as well. And then coming in at number 9 is another song that, since the first time I heard it, I really liked it. and it's the same. It's basically it followed the same path to making the top 10 as Justin Bieber's. Lots of streams, lots of radio play on lots of critics' best lists, high on them. In fact, in one, like on two of the critics' best lists, it was like number 2 and 3, so very very high. And that is Ariana Grande's "Santa Tell Me," and this is a like Justin Bieber song. It's just one when I heard it. It's just a great pop song, and it's Christmassy through and through. And I really really like this song and always have. And it's one of them. The cool thing about Christmas songs is they build up steam. It's like they release and then they build up steam. I you know kind of remember certain times where it's like you kind of hear it and it just builds and steamrolls. And Santa Tell Me, along with Under the Mistletoe by Justin Bieber, are two songs on this list that are building steam. And I would say 10 years from now, those two songs will be much much higher on this list. And just because they're just kind of new classics, if you will. And so that's really really cool. But I don't know if you guys are keeping track of the score, but with Justin Bieber, we were at 19.7, then we hit with 18.5 here. And so the scores really kind of trickle along. And then this next song is going to make a lot of people upset that it is actually number 8 on the list and not any higher. And I understand your feelings on this, but again, this is just the numbers, just the numbers. It's not, my opinion. It's just, crunching the numbers and seeing how things fall. But at number 8, we have the great Nat King Cole and A Christmas Song, 17.9 on his score. The popularity of this song as far as critics, as far as radio play, album sold, and really carried it. This is not a very high streaming song at all for whatever reason. I don't know why. In like the streaming charts, it was like in the mid 20s. It's like, how in the world is this song not streamed more than that, as far as the rank? But that was one of the things that kind of hurt it, was it just wasn't streamed near as much as I thought. I thought this song would be, anytime you turn on and the streaming is Spotify, YouTube, and Apple is the 3 streaming service I use. I figure those are the 3 big ones. I know there's lots more streamers out there, but I just hit those for, ease of use. So to say, but yeah, that's the thing that hurt it. I couldn't. Again, the big shocker here was, the streaming numbers just weren't there for it. Even though this is one of those songs that every time I hear that intro, it's like instant Christmas feels deep within my soul, and I guess I just assumed that everybody felt that way and would want to hear it more often. But yeah, Nat King Cole, A Christmas Song, at number 8. And in this next one, the thing that really powered this one along was its sales and its radio play. It's streamed okay. It's fairly loved by the critics. It's kind of middle of the road critics love, but the album sales and the radio play absolutely off the charts, which sprung this one to number 7. And that's Band-Aids. Do They Know It's Christmas at All, with a 17.9. And, they're not really it's just it was a fundraiser, and it was a bunch of who's who in the music world in the 1980s that came together to, raise money for, the famine in Africa. And, that's part of the reason that the sales are so high. It was really a charity event, and it is one of those songs you hear and you think it's Christmas time. Daddy's Home Too really, I think, kind of bolstered its popularity again with that that scene of the Christmas concert and the callback and stuff. And yeah. Do they know it's Christmas at number 7 because of radio play? It did show up on all the critics' lists, believe it or not, even though it was kind of middle of the road. And sales really pushed this one over the top. Now this number 6, radio play, covers especially, helped this one a lot. Streams helped this one a lot, and sales helped this one a lot. However, the critics, although it was on some lists, it wasn't on all lists. Even songs that would go 50 deep. There was one list, I can't remember which website it is, went 50 songs deep and did not have this song on there. And I was like, what out in the world could you have a Christmas list of Christmas songs and not include our number 6 song of White Christmas by Bing Crosby? Came in at a score of 15.6. And it was wild. Like I said, the sales and the covers and the popularity, the streams and the radio play were there, but the critics, for whatever reason, didn't help this song at all. And sorry, Ben, if I'm gonna make you grab your peanut butter M&Ms, it must be a rough list for you. But like I said, it's just the math. It's just the math and maybe someone else can run the numbers better than me to see the answers. But yeah, White Christmas is number 6, and I couldn't believe it. And the thing that hurt this song, because the scores are close, they're fairly close. Between this song and the next song is the one of the biggest dips we have. As far as point values, because on the next song after White Christmas here, we jump from a score of 15.6 to a song that's 11.9, and now the next songs, respectively, it starts at 11.9, then 11.7, and 11.5. So that's a quick succession of close scores. But yeah, the critics were the ones that hurt White Christmas, and I don't know if that's because of, I don't know why that's from. Not sure at all. It's a great song. It would be, if I was picking my favorites, it may be top 5. I can't guarantee it would be, but 6 seems low to me, although we're getting there. So we're going to jump from the score of 15.6 to the score of 11.9. And this song came out the same year as Do They Know It's Christmas Time, and was number 2 on the UK charts instead of number 1. And everything helped this song out. These next songs from this point forward here at number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, were all like streams, radios, sales, everything helped them. Critics, they were just loved all over the place. It's a group of songs that was rarely, if ever, penalized. And coming in at number 5 is the sometimes wonderfully annoying Last Christmas by Wham. There's times I love this song, and then there's times that I could not stand this song. And it came in at 11.9. And like I said, this song, and from here on out, really, the stream numbers are high, the radio plays are high, the sales are high, the rankings on the critics is high. Probably this next set of songs, the covers aren't quite as high. Last Christmas on these has the highest amount of covers on rest of the top 5 here. So keep that keep that in mind. And but yeah, it's the song would have been a UK number one if it wasn't for um, "Do They Know It's Christmas Time" at all. And in fact, George Michaels is the only person to be on Christmas number one and Christmas number two in history with "Do They Know It's Christmas at All" and "Last Christmas." So you know, people like this song and people hate this song. It's fine. It's kind of, if you really listen to the lyrics, it's kind of silly and doesn't make much sense. But, you know, again, it's just the math. It's just the numbers. You, so we're in our top four. And this song I love. In fact, years ago, I had the intro to this song, the guitar riff intro to this song as my ringtone for my phone around the holidays. And I remember I was at work and I got a phone call and the guitar intro for this song played. And a carrier next to me was like, dude, that just put me in the Christmas spirit like nothing else. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I heard that guitar. I knew what it was. It just set my, my Christmas mood. And I was like, that's great. I love this song. I did not expect it to be this high on the list. However, I am very, very happy that it is. And that is Bobby Helms' Jingle Bell Rock at 11.7. This is a great, great song. I always thought it was kind of like overlooked. I thought it was kind of like one of those things that, people, didn't think about very much. But yeah, people love this song. Absolutely, just positively love this song, and I am so glad that they did. And like I said, I expected it to be close to the top 10, and but to be number 4 kind of surprised me. I don't know why. It's a great song, and I guess people do love it. And that guitar intro, that little lick he plays, just if you haven't really paid attention, just go back and listen to it again. But yeah, this is one of the most streamed songs of all of them, which was really, 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 really cool. And again, I didn't really expect it to be this high on the list. So yeah. So Dwayne's thinking about covering this song on his drum cover. Yeah, man, if you do, please, well, you'll be out there. Yeah, you should. I love watching your drum covers. Me and Holly turn YouTube on the TV and watch your drum covers. They're really, really fun. And Dwayne is the average drummer on YouTube. If anybody's interested, hop on over there, give him a subscribe. He's a great guy. And he used to be the host of Tinsel Tunes, and he's taking a break from that and handed the reins over to Scott and Jay. But because he's really working on his Christmas lights display, and which is a lot of work. And so, but yeah, Jingle Bell Rock at number 4 was really, really surprising, and to me, in a good way. Now, this next song is probably everybody's number 1. Unfortunately, it's number 3 by the numbers, and the only thing that really hurt this was the streams weren't quite as high as some of the others, and I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's fallen out of favor or what, but that's It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Andy Williams. This is like the quintessential Christmas song. This would probably be my number 1. You just hear this song and it's all in. In fact, there used to be a video on YouTube here in this channel, which has been deleted because I cleaned up the channel when I relaunched on YouTube, of me singing this song after losing a bet with Dwayne. Well, not a bet, but a contest with Dwayne several years ago. So, but yeah, this song is just great. Just great, great, great. There's nothing you can say about it. It's like, as soon as you start singing, it's like the whole Like everybody else just wants to join in all of a sudden, and it's really good. And to tell you the truth, we're about, I don't know, 4 to 5 hours away from Branson. And for years, Andy Williams had like a residency in Branson. And for years, I was like, I need to go see him around Christmas time. And for years, I've always found a reason not to. And then when he passed away, I was like, dadgum, why did I not go see him when he was so close, there for so many years? And just, it's like every Christmas time when I hear this song, I give myself a little kick and make sure that I don't do anything like that again. But yeah, he was called Mr. Christmas. He might be the first Mr. Christmas that I could think of. And just so, so good. This whole album here is just mind blowing. And I always tell people, this has nothing to do with the list. I always tell people when I got into vinyl records, I always knew Andy Williams was really, really good. Because growing up, we had some vinyl, but it wasn't long we got to cassette tape, and then CDs, and then streaming, and then when I kind of got back, as an adult into vinyl, and really listened, and I found a copy of this album, a vintage copy that was in excellent condition, Andy Williams' Christmas album. I put it on. And the difference between listening to Andy Williams streaming and on cassette tape versus listening to Andy Williams on a vinyl record will absolutely blow your mind. The difference. Even if it's on one of those little like suitcase record players from like Victrola or something. Just the difference of hearing him on a vinyl record versus any other format will absolutely just blow your mind. I don't care what kind of digital, sound system, lossless audio, whatever's you got. I don't care about your, Apple AirPods Pro Max Plus whatevers. I'm telling you, the difference between listening to Andy Williams on any format other than vinyl records is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And if you ever get a chance, please, please, please experience that, because it is fantastic. So we've moved now to number 1 and 2. And I have a feeling there's a lot of dread setting in on people for various reasons. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. But it's the numbers. And number 2 was surprising to me. I did not expect her to fall to number 2. I didn't really know where she would end up at. But at number 2 is the lovely Brenda Lee and Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. This song is number 2 of all Christmas songs streamed, which I did not expect it to be there. Plus radio play, plus popularity. It was high on all the critics' lists. But Rocking Around the Christmas Tree ended up being number 2, which is absolutely, absolutely amazing. Another great song. I believe Brenda Lee was like 12 years old when she recorded this song, which just absolutely blows my mind at that. That she was 12 years old, when she recorded the song. But yeah, so, running the numbers, she's just there. This song has a lot of staying power. A lot of staying power. There's, not much more you can say about it, but yeah, and she ends up at number 2 with a score of 10.4. So we move on to number 1. I'll tell you this, number 1 has a score of 4.8. It was the only song to have a single digit score. It's streamed a lot. It sold a lot of copies. It's highly popular on the critics' lists. Has lots of radio play. And I'm sorry, Ben, But it's Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's just a juggernaut. I have nothing else to say. And I've been thinking about this for a couple of days. It's like, why is the song such a juggernaut? Why did it end up here? Like I said, it was number one streamed. It's the number 3 song played on the radio. It's number 2 in sales. It was, as far as the popularity rank, it was 4.8. So it didn't have any penalties. That's why it's still at 4.8. Because penalties were applied after the fact. But I got to thinking about it. This song falls in this sweet spot. 1994. It falls in the sweet spot of where songs had to be sold and had to be played on the radio, to be heard. So that boosted up its numbers on radio play and on selling. But it's also close enough to when music becomes streaming that people pull it in. It just, the release and the timing of the song just was in the perfect spot to hit all the marks. The lowest this song got was for number of covers. But yeah, I know you guys are criticizing me. I didn't pick the song. I just ran the numbers for the songs. I just, averaged out all the numbers that the songs can produce based on ratings and rankings and where they're at and dollars generated. But, I'm going to be honest. If I was picking a top 10 list myself of my favorite Christmas songs, and maybe I'll do that for a video, just my personal opinions on Christmas songs, this song would probably be in the top 10. And, yeah, it's just a perfect storm, man. Yeah. Arnie. Yeah. It was just in a perfect spot. It was, in a time when radio play and album sales were a big deal, and then close enough to the streaming, close enough to the Napster scene where people wanted to start streaming and that kind of stuff. But, and I'll say this till the day, I die. The whole album, Mariah Carey, Merry Christmas, 1994, the whole album, start to finish, every song on it, is a really, really great album. Really, really good. So if you don't enjoy All I Want for Christmas, I encourage you to pull up the album and listen to the whole thing, start to finish, and let me know what you think. Because, like I said, the whole album is great, and it really has a gospel feel to most of the album, which is cool. I don't think the album, if memory serves me best, I don't believe the album starts off with "All I Want for Christmas Is You." I think it's the second song on the album, if memory serves me correctly. But yeah, so that's the top 10 greatest Christmas songs of all time, based purely on the numbers. So let's run through those real quick again. So at number 10, we have Justin Bieber, Under the Mistletoe. And then at number 9, we have Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. Then at number 8, oh, I hit the wrong button there. Let me get back to where I was, guys. At number 8, we have Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song. Then at number 7 is Band-Aids. Do They Know It's Christmas at All? And then A White Christmas, Bing Crosby at number 6. And then Wham, number 5, Last Christmas. And then Jingle Bell Rock, Bobby Helms at number 4. Number 3 is Andy Williams, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Number 2, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee. And then All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey, at number 1. So that's the list of the top 10 Christmas songs by the numbers. And I tell you what, for those listening and those on the live stream here with me, I will make a video. I'll try to get it released around Monday or so this week, of my top 10 favorite songs of Christmas. And they will just be my opinion and my songs. And it's always fun to talk about them. I wish I could play snippets of the songs here, but YouTube kind of frowns on that right now. So hopefully before long, that won't be an issue. So guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me here on Christmas Clatter. If you're just listening on the podcast, I want to encourage you, if you have the chance, if the timing, the scheduling works out, hop on over and join us on the live streams on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, because as I close the podcast here with you guys, I'll be jumping into the chat a little bit more with those that are here, and to talk this out a little bit more, to answer some questions about it, and to have some fun. But thank you guys so much for listening to me here on Christmas Clatter. Thanks for being a part of the Christmas Clatter community, helping us to build the best Christmas community on the internet and on YouTube and in podcasting. I can't thank you enough for being here. And remember, keep Christmas hope alive every day. All right, guys. Thanks for wading through that with me here on the live stream. So, yeah, like I said, there's a little bit of a bug flying around here, chasing me around. But yeah, it's not my list. It's just by the numbers. And yeah, I was kind of shocked and kind of surprised, kind of not surprised. I figured Mariah would end up number 1, just because she's just all over the place. She's just all over the place. I just kind of figured she was there, but I let the numbers roll out wherever they're at, and that's where it was. I think my biggest surprise was Jingle Bell Rock, ending up at number 4. That kind of surprised me. And hey, yeah, guys, could you listen to the Tech Troublemaker, to Roy here? Hit that like button for me. I'd appreciate it. It's a free way to help out the channel and things, but I appreciate it. And next Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, go subscribe to Tech Troublemaker. I'll be joining him and other creators to do a panel discussion as we talk about kind of our creative journeys and kind of some of the things that give us trouble, and kind of talk it out and see if we can help each other and just have a creators discussion. Roy does a great channel over there, and go check him out. You'll enjoy it. So, but hey, Dwayne, thanks so much, man. I tell you what, I just love doing these streams. I love to do the podcast too, but as far as just like recording and stuff, when we was just recording, doing podcasts and stuff, I really like that too. But I like these streams so much more. It's because I get to interact with all you guys and get instant feedback on what I'm saying, and it just really kind of helps drive the bus, and just so glad you can make it here. Glad the timing works out good for you. I really am. It's really great to have you here along with us. And it just, with podcasting, it's kind of crazy, because it's like you schedule a podcast. Say if you're doing an interview, you find someone to interview, you schedule it, then you record it, then on a different day you go edit it, and then you upload it, and then you do all your socials, the day it's uploaded, to get people to listen, and then it's crickets until people start listening, and then some reaction starts coming in, and then you're like, you see the download numbers, and you're like, oh, those are pretty good download numbers, and then you see like the comments on your post, and you're like, I wonder, did people like that or did people not like that? What did people think about that? And but with the live stream, it's like with you guys here, it's just like, oh, I know what you think about it immediately after I say it. So that's really cool. And but yeah, yeah, yeah. Ben says, I don't have my list, but I don't have any songs under 35 years old. Oh man, you're not that guy. I always said there was a guy here in town that used to play some music and stuff with, and it's like the year he graduated high school was like the year they stopped making any good music. Basically, was his attitude. I hope you're not that guy, Ben. And after hearing that, my buddy talk about music, I was like, I'm just not going to be that guy that's going to be like, music stopped being good after I graduated high school. So I always tried to stay, mind open and listen to new stuff. And I have a very wide ranging taste of music. When I make a playlist, um, I'll be, I always put all kinds of music on there. So if you listen to one of my playlists, Christmas or not, you could be jumping from, to rock to country to gospel to hip hop to pop to metal to, I just put it all on one playlist because I just like the variety of genres popping up. And I'm gonna give you guys this tip here and stuff. And if you guys have a question, okay, here Mikey's got a question, and I'll save that. Let me finish this thought here. And um, I'll give you this tip here as far as like streaming Christmas playlists. I've tried a lot of the streaming playlists. I know a lot of people like Sirius XM, but I haven't really looked into. We've had it a few different times here and there, just as like free trial kind of thing. But for me, the best way to stream Christmas music is actually through Pandora. And the reason that is Pandora has what they call stations. And so what I do is on my Pandora account, I create about, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 stations. And each station kind of has its own theme, whether it's like Christmas party or Christmas classics or gospel or country or, Christmas, modern Christmas songs, and then, traditional songs or, whatever. Just, the kind of grouped generally or with a theme. But Pandora has this great button that instead of, choosing one to listen to, it lets you shuffle all the stations. So it just pulls a song from whatever station. So you just never know what's coming at you next. And it's so great and so cool. And that's the way we like to listen to it. We just never know which song's going to be playing next and things. So Mikey asks, he says, question for all. Who did a better job singing Christmas songs, Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra? That is a good question, my friend. That is a good question. Frank Sinatra was really good. I don't know. I enjoyed Dean Martin's singing voice a little bit better. I don't think he was as good of a singer as Frank Sinatra, but I just enjoy his voice a little bit better. I guess because it's a little deeper. However, though, Frank Sinatra's Jingle Bells is just absolutely the best version ever. That's a tough choice. I need to think on that a little longer. I'm saying Dean Martin right now, but man, I am back and forth and waffling like crazy, and it's just really, really, that's a wild question. I'm gonna save that question, Mikey. You'll see that pop up. Oh, good. Yeah. So you're not that guy. I didn't think you was. You're too cool for that, man. Yeah. Yeah. You're too cool for that. But you know, Christmas music is one of those things that it's either really great or it's just not that good at all. So, and Retro Nerd Girl says her playlist mixed too. Yes, that's the only way to do it. You know, like I said, I love all kinds of music, but after a while, I don't want to say it wears on me. It's kind of like I'm ready for something different, you know, and so yeah, but yeah. Oh, Pandora's local to you guys there in the Bay Area. That's cool, man. Pandora for a while was like the only game in town, and it's kind of with Spotify and Apple and Google as far as YouTube Music, it's kind of fallen down a little bit, but they have that shuffle radio feature, which is just perfect for Christmas music. I'm still aggravated with Google, and I'm on YouTube now. And if you YouTube guys are listening, you took away Play Music and you pushed us all to YouTube Music. If you could make YouTube Music exactly like Play Music, I would be eternally grateful, because YouTube Music is not near what as good as Google Play Music was. Nothing like it. I threw virtually baby fits over having to switch to YouTube Music from Play Music. I even called Google and complained because I loved Google Play Music so much. I've learned to live with YouTube Music because we have YouTube Premium, so we don't have to watch the commercials. But yeah, for Christmas time, it's Pandora for us. Oh, mercy. My throat is getting dry. But yeah. Oh yeah, you use Pandora too. That's awesome. I'm sorry, guys. Let me hit the mute button here so I can get this cough out and kind of get my throat cleared up. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Holly's letting people know my superpower. I always tend to try to find the right song for the situation. I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't want to brag on myself too much, but it's like one of those things. It's like, I want to feel the room and get the right song for the day. Um, I have this weird quirk of sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and the first thoughts in my head are like obscure song lyrics that I hadn't heard from a song in a while. Then it's spending like the first 5 minutes of the morning thinking of what song's that from, So yeah, Dan, the Christmas Waltz is really really cool. It's one of those that I like the Carpenter's version too, but Frank's version is just really really good. Um, for some reason, my favorite line in that song is when he's singing that they're singing his song in 3/4 time. I just love that line. And I don't know why. It's not even about Christmas or nothing, but I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's the melody of that line or what, but that song is one of those that every time it comes on, I'm just like, I just love this song so much. It's one of those kind of underrated under the radar, maybe. Um, Christmas songs. So Matt wants to know, has anyone ever heard of Cat Carol? If that's the cats meowing, jingle bells and junk. I don't know. I don't know. Well, explain that a little bit more there, Matt, and let us know, because I'm not a big fan of the barking dog jingle bells and that other stuff. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, he says it's a little sad, but check it out. All right, all right. Uh, yeah, Ben, you said something about Marshmallow World being here, and yeah, that's a good one too. It's a fun song, and one thing I always use, around uh, people that talk about like Die Hard not being a Christmas music movie and stuff. I was like, well, you listen to Jingle Bells because it's really not a Christmas song, and things. But yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. You solo this week, aren't you, Chris? So you got him down. Yeah, we're still rolling, man. I just over an hour. I'm just getting more long winded. The more practice I get, I guess, especially when I'm by myself. When I'm talking with other people, I think I'm more cognizant of their time. But yeah, when I'm by myself, I just want to yak and yak and yak and yak. So, but here, this is Cat Carol is a song about a cat and a mouse on Christmas. Huh. I'll check that out, Matt. I will. I'll give that a listen. Do you know who it's by or anything like this? So yeah, it might be fighting words, but I like Dean's version of White Christmas better than Bing's. Ah, I wouldn't. Nah, they're not fighting words, man. Nah, they're both good. Um, I can live with that. I can live with that. Even if you said the Drifters version of White Christmas, I'm good with that too, because that version makes me smile. Watching network, hey, getting paid to watch the stream. There's nothing better than that. So yeah, yeah. Well, for some reason, like when we're trying to leave church or something, and it's like it seems like by the time I get to the car, everybody's like waiting on me, and I just kind of like to talk. So yeah, yeah. Well, guys, man, I really, really thank you guys for hopping on here, and I think I will go ahead and wrap it up for the night. But Christmas music is really something near and dear to my heart, especially as a Christmas fan and as a music fan. I've played, you know, I haven't played a lot lately, but played bass guitar for a long, for churches and stuff for a long, long time, and just just love music in general. Love Christmas music. There was a time I loved Christmas but didn't love Christmas music, and that's a story for a different day. But have fallen in love with it and love talking about it. And this rank was really cool because like I said, it was about the numbers. It wasn't about what I thought was the best. It was just trying to be about the numbers on you know what one performed. Was performing the best, I guess, so to speak. So I'll try to cut a quick video to be on YouTube this week, just a standalone video. It won't be a live stream, and I'll make my top 10 favorite Christmas songs that are personal to me, songs that I personally love. My top 10. I'll try to have that out on Monday. That'll kind of give me a few days to think about it, to mull it over, because there's certain songs that it's like, yeah, they're going to be in my top 10 or top 5, and then when I start thinking about different songs, it's kind of like, yeah, well, I kind of like this one better, and so yeah, man. So, guys, thank you so much. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button, hit subscribe. If there's someone else that just loves Christmas, invite them into our community here. You guys are just wonderful, and I just want to build a great community of Christmas lovers that have a little place to get to all year long to kind of get that Christmas fix in, and come along, and we will make the best Christmas community we can. And like I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, if you haven't got the planner and want to, please do that. Visit Holly's shop on Etsy. I'll put the link in the show notes. Give me a few minutes after I end the stream to do that. But it's West 5th Studios, like the number 5. Check out her ornaments there. And again, guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are all so wonderful and so courteous to be here with me. And remember, until next time, keep Christmas hope alive every day.